plumberparts.co.uk. Honest reviews and advice.
Boom, and hold tight. Welcome to today's plumberparts.co.uk video. You don't want to know what's going on the other side of that door there, because I've come round someone's house to do this job. A friend of mine, yeah, Gav, the roofer. Gav, I love you. And basically, there's kids everywhere. I don't know if you can hear, but there's kids out there now, it's going mental. Anyway, before we begin, obviously, subscribe, Facebook, Twitter, all those bits up there, you can click on them. They'll take you to the places you need to go if you want more love from us. So anyway, this video is going to very, very quickly show you how to basically put a new bath in. This one here is temporarily in already. As you can see, they're having lots of work done to this room. So we're just going to whip this bath out of the way. Then I'm going to get the new bath ready with a lovely new set of legs. And we're going to put it in here, we're going to stick it in and glue it on. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope you learn a little bit about how to fix your bath in. If you want to know about the other bits, we've done videos on that already, and I'll leave links to that in the description below. I'll speak to you later. Hold tight. We've got the water off. So the first thing to do is disconnect the water. Unfortunately, the water here is on flexibles, so it's even easier. Right, if we go under here, we can see, praise be to God, there's actually a flexible going off the 1.5 inch waste off the bath. So all I'm going to do for now is just slacken this beast off here and let that drop down. With any luck, we won't have to do a lot of pipe work to get the new bath in. Oh yeah. Anyway, right, so while that's going, I'm going to lift this out. Strength of an ox. Yeah. Right, so now we've got the old bath out, we can set about clearing up in there and preparing the new bath and hope that the kids are actually quiet for 10 minutes. So we've got the bath out, yeah, we've got the flexi pipe here that makes this tutorial so much easier. And also I've had a lovely bit of cake, so they're learning, you know, I've got cake and a cup of coffee, so we're doing well. Anyway, before I continue, this bit of pipe work here that's going to be behind the bath is frankly bloody awful. So I want to just get that clipped up back to the wall, make that look nice before I carry on. So it looks something like this. Beautiful, huh? I mean, this is what it's all about, making it better. We've got a proper little lever valve on here that they can get to from under the bath, you know, so they pop the panel off and get it off there, because that's all there is, and I cannot be bothered to get my dies out to redo all the 1.5 inch they've got over there. So that's a much better setup, nice and clipped to the wall. So now we can get our new bath and prepare it to go in this gap here. It's going to be great. Right, so we've got our new bath in here now, we're ready to get this all ready. If you are a woman, right, you're doing this, read the instructions, okay? Inwardly digest them and then do it right first time. If you're a man, completely ignore the instructions, throw them away and get it wrong. So just read the instructions, that's what I'm saying. And I'm always getting told off by my wife for not reading the instructions. I've read them already, by the way, and I'm now ready to do the first stage of this next part of the job, and that's basically get all the legs on this bath. Right, so most baths have a central weight bearing point about here, then a bar across the bottom here for the end, and a bar across here for the end there. But some bars will have a bar that will attach here on this side, go over, pin there, and then pin over the other side, and they do that in 3 places as well. This is a much more common way of new bars being installed these days. So firstly, watch how I put the middle bit in. Right, so first things first is I'm going to get my nut on my central and wind this down, okay? Then I'm actually going to push my new foot through here now and get this nut on now, because it'll be easier to do this now rather than later. And just make it so it's just hand tight. And then hope the kids don't scream their heads off. This is the middle of the bath here and the middle of the bath like that as well. So make sure you use the right length screws. If you use the wrong length, if you use the wrong length screws, it will go straight through the bath. You don't want to do that. So you get your screws just on here like so. Right, and that's the middle one on. Right, so now I want to get my next panel here, okay? And that's going to be, I'm going to probably just pop that about there, like so, okay? And then I'm going to pop some screws in here and here and here and get this bit on. Right, once you've got these in like this, once you've got that in like that, you can pop your first thread through here like so, and then you put your locking nut on, What that'll do is that'll lock the foot in position later on when we come to get this at the right height. Then you've got 2 more bolts to shove on here just yet. Pop this bolt on here like so, like that. Then this is going to go through this hole here, and this bolt is going to go on the other side, just like this. Right, just going to do the same over here. Right, so you've got 1 more bar to put in down at the bottom, so do that now, and then we're ready to move on to the next stage. Now that we've got our feet on here, the next bit we need to do is just get our waist in. So just get this little bit here, and just pull that out of the way. You don't want it fully out of the way because there's going to be Tyler in here and stuff like that. You want to try and keep this film on as much as possible. Okay, and then, now at this point you can choose which way you want to seal it. A lot of people will use a nice little rubber seal, or they use a little bit of silicone seal, or even a little bit of plumber's mate, but it's up to you at this point. So what we're going to do now is basically pop this in here like that, and then tighten it up with the nut on the other side. So now this is the bit I enjoy the most. This is the contorted, difficult part of the job. We've got a rubber washer under there. Now we need to put another rubber washer on here, like that. I'm going to shove a bit of glue around this in a minute, but I just need to get this all in first. Right, then we've got our overflow receiver. That'll go on here, like so. Then we've got another rubber washer to go on here. And then finally, our nut. So that can go on there last. So now that's not going to go anywhere. We can just pull these back a little bit, and we can get our first rim of glue just round here. Right, I'm just going to run that in here. Around here like that. Right, let's just tighten that up. Now I know there might be bits of gunk hanging about everywhere, but we can't take any risks when it comes to this, so this is definitely the best way to do it. Right, might be a good idea just before you fully tighten everything up to pop around the other side of the bath and just have a look from the other side and make sure that you've got the drain off kind of where you want it, nice and central on the hole. Right, so once you've tightened that up, all you need to get is the overflow pipe here, get that pushed in here, and then get that pushed in at the other end at the top on your overflow. So now we've got that done like that, we're ready pretty much to install our bath. Now this is the bit that you really have come here to see, I'd say. How you level out one of these bars. Right, so now we're going to get down and dirty with the bit that you wanted to see. As you can see, the guy who put the floor in here, Gavin, my mate, left a big gash there, exactly where the bloody foot's going to go, which is a bit annoying. So what I've had to do is just bridge that over with a bit of 4x2. So that is probably going to be the bit that we go off, okay? But usually what you do is you use a spirit level to go across the end of the bath like this, and also across the middle of the bath like that as well, which just about reaches, or across the ends, and make sure that everything's completely level with all the feet touching the ground and all of them tightened up. So I'll show you how to do that now, and it isn't the easiest thing for us to film, but it's going to give you a much better idea about how we actually do this out on the trade, and this is pretty much how everyone does it. So this is the first bit you're going to do. Once you've done that, we're going to get our end tags popped into the wall because we'll know exactly what our heights are. So we'll do that there and there, and then we'll pull the bath just slightly off the wall on each side, and we'll run glue around the bath like that, and then push it all back in, and then tighten it all up and screw it down. And after that, I'll obviously cut the taps in and all that sort of stuff, but we won't be showing that on this video because we're just going to show you how to actually level off and do this bath here. So, come with me. Now, as you can see under here, we've got 2 feet there, a foot there that's not touching the ground at all, and 2 feet up there. So, I mean, the thing you've got to think about doing is basically getting everything that's kind of touching the ground. We've got a middle one here, so I want to get that nice and tight now, because we know this is going to take a fair old bit of weight. So that's definitely taking some weight there now, which is good. So I've put my spirit level on here. Right, and we can see that this end of the bath is high, which means that instead of actually doing anything to this one here, because that's touching the floor nicely there at the moment, I'm going to come to this one here and basically get this one loosened off and set up in the right position. So what I want to do is elongate this one. I'm going to slacken this off here. Right, look, now I'm going to raise this up. Raising this up here now. So we've got the bubble on here, right, and we're trying to get this bath nice and level right now. So we're just going to raise this up. Further up now, it's just getting over there. Raise this up a bit more, just a couple more turns, and we'll pretty much be there for the front of the bath. Right, so I'm pretty happy with that being level. Now I can lock down all my nuts, lock down that top nut there. So that's lovely and level now. And also what I'm going to do is wang a screw or two just through here to hold that where that is. So now that we've got our front two level, it's basically a matter of getting these so they're all nice and level as well, which is easier said than done a lot of the time, especially when often you'll have to elongate things, you've got uneven floor, but that's what we've got to do. So the back one there we can see, that's kind of down a small hole as well, so we've got to sort that out. And this back one here is bent over a little bit, so that's probably going to need a little bit of shortening. We can take our spirit level across the back of the bath, make sure that's level, and then put our spirit level across the sides of the bath. Now look, you can see there that the spirit level at the moment is reading the bubble right over at this end here. So we need to raise then this corner of the bath up at the back there to bring up our spirit level so that's nice and happy. Right, so that's central there. And that's still central there. So now all I've got to do is get that corner sorted out there, get our middle bit sorted out. Then it's a low more measuring again, just making sure that we're nice and level. And little bits of tweaking here and there. Then we can actually drill down just through our feet, put our clips in at the side and go from there. So the next bit I'm going to put on is the clamps. Now usually the clamps will go on a wooden bit under here, like so. The clamp goes up onto there and then into the wall. But because this bath, I think they might have got a slightly wrong type of bath here. I haven't got that, so we're going to have to figure out a way of clamping this back to the wall. Now I'm pretty happy with just running that back onto there like so. Getting one on there and then one up on the other side as well. So we have one in this corner here and then one in this corner over there. Then we got something like that there and something like that up there. Right, I'm also going to screw my feet down like that. That ain't going nowhere. Right, so now I've got all my feet screwed down. I'm just going to loosen these off here, just a little, so that gives me some movement. Then I'm just going to pull out the protective film just off the side here, all the way down there and down there. So that's just like that. Lovely. Then use a glue of your choice, one that you trust. And I trust CT1, I've got to say. And run that all the way along the edge of your bath, but right down next to it, okay? So you just got to get that right in there like so. Alright, and then we push up in like that, and that'll suck that in. Tighten these back up. Any excess sticking out the top, smooth that off so you haven't got any lumps and bumps in the way when your tiler comes in and does his tiling. Right, so there we are, we've got the bath popped in. As you can see, I've already whacked on the taps for these people. So you've seen how to sort of get your feet on, get them so that roughly the right height, get the bath in. I mean, that's the thing, just get it up on the floor with the feet on, start getting it levelled out. Once you've got your front leveled, get your back leveled across, get all your feet down so they're nice and tight on the floor, do them all up, make sure they're all level. Just keep testing your levels, okay? That's really important. Make sure you've got a good amount of time to be able to do this because it isn't a 5-minute wonder and you know you can be swearing a little bit sometimes, especially if you've got an uneven floor like this one. If you need any more help or any more information, then give us a shout. As you know, you can subscribe to our videos, you can click on the share button and tell your mates about this video. You can follow us on Facebook and Twitter. We do loads of stuff on there, tweeting photos, competitions, bits and bobs, stuff like that. So yeah, and as I said, if you need any more help or any more information, you can comment on the video. Remember also you can speak to us live on Google Helpouts. If you find that we haven't got a scheduled time next coming up, just send us a message and we'll see when we can next pop along to help you out. I hope to see you on our next video, and remember everyone to hold tight.
Plumberparts.co.uk. Honest reviews and advice.
What about the bathroom? What about waste pipe? What about all the things that we flush down those pipes? Ooh. Right, so now we're ready to take the bath out. Let's see if we can actually take it out.
So we can't take it out, so we just need some help.
You need plumber parts to help you.
Really?
Now I'm never going to use this.